How can you avoid injury while working out? Let's talk about it. If you are exercising, if you're weightlifting, if you're doing CrossFit, if you're doing mixed martial arts, there is absolutely no way to ever guarantee that you're not going to get an injury. Is the number one key to not getting injured through exercise is to listen to your body. There is a difference between the way you feel the day after and 2 days after you work out versus getting an injury. That soreness that you're feeling is natural and normal. That's not an injury. If you're sensing any kind of sharp pain in any part of the body, you need to stop what you're doing or avoid that type of exercise, move on to something else, or end your session altogether. Lifting too much weight. Building muscle is not about lifting weight. Building muscle is about contracting your muscles against heavier and heavier amounts of weight over time. There is no point in trying to lift heavy, especially if your form is bad, other than your ego. Ego can get a lot of people injured in the gym, but proper form, proper technique is critical to avoiding injury. The next area where you're most prone to getting an injury is with little to no warm-up. If you go into the gym with the mindset of, I don't have time to do all this, I need to get through this as fast as possible, so you go to your heaviest sets and you start lifting right away, that is a very good way to get injured very quickly. Your muscles need to have time to warm up, to have blood flow, to be limber, to have flexibility in order for you to be able to contract heavier weights safely. That's why it's very important to always start out with at least 1 to 2, if not 3 warm-up sets, high repetition sets with light weight. Number 1, to establish a mind-muscle connection to that particular muscle group. Number 2, to allow blood flow to begin to flow into that muscle group. And number 3, to allow your joints to move freely. If you're doing a lot of heavy compound movements, what do I mean? Let's say it's leg day, and you start off with squats. Your squats don't just involve your quads and your glutes. Your squats involve your core and your calves, all of your legs. If you start with that movement, especially with little to no warm-up, you're more prone to get injured than you would if you started with something like leg extensions to get your legs, especially your quads, more warmed up and your knees a lot more loose to handle that squat to get more depth. So that by the time you get to squats, your hip flexors are warmed up, your knees are warmed up, your quads are warmed up, your glutes are warmed up, and so they are going to be less likely to experience a tear or an injury because they've had proper warm-up. Okay, another way to get injured, and I see this quite a bit, and it's often overlooked, but it's dehydration. You're more likely to experience a tear than you would if your body is fully hydrated. This is why I recommend to everybody to avoid this with your meals. Make sure you're applying a little bit or a teaspoon of good sodium every single day. That's going to help you intake and hold more water so that you're more hydrated during your exercise period. And finally, no rest. If you go to the gym and you go from one machine doing as many sets as you can, one right after the other, you're breathing hard, then you go to the next machine, you do as many sets, as many reps as you can with no recovery time between, and you're still increasing the weight every time you move sets or move machines, you're more likely to get injured. So don't lift too heavy, use the right form, get plenty of water, get plenty of rest, and don't have an ego. Guys, these are the main ways that you can avoid injury in the gym and have a productive lifting session. Thanks for watching, guys, and again, please visit peakbody.com. Check out the supplementation line. There are incredible products there that will help you achieve your fitness goals, and I'll see you on the next video.